All right, welcome everybody to Wellbeing Wednesday. It's so good to be here. It's so good to see you. It's been a minute. I've been a little bit off of the radar screen. I had a viral thing and was down for 6 days. So I'm sorry I've been off the radar screen, but I'm coming back and I'm feeling strong. And I'm really excited for our guest tonight because our guest tonight is a really special friend and an amazing colleague and professional. And I'm just, Ronee is good at every single thing that she does. So that Ron came to talk with us about EFT just excites me to no end, especially now given the current climate. Ronee is a certified success life coach. She uses law of attraction tools and processes, and she's an amazing EFT practitioner, which we're going to talk about today. So, welcome, Ron. Yay!
Hi.
Hi. So, I have to
Hi.
ask you. I have to ask you a question that everybody's asked me. What are you climbing out of in your picture?
Ah, it's a fort.
A fort.
And yes, it's a fort. It's Fort Matanza in St. Augustine. And I was up on the roof and I was climbing back down from the roof. And I thought it was kind of a cool picture, so I
It is a
decided to.
good picture. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. So, if you're here, please say hi. Let us know you're here. And certainly, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments and we'll get Ronee to answer. And so, Ron, let's start at the beginning because some people may not know what EFT is, also known as tapping, right?
Right. Well, let's see. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and also tapping. And the reason it's called tapping is you literally tap. It was founded really, it's an ancient practice, but really, really current, very, very new. It was started by a man by the name of Roger Callahan. He was a psychiatrist. And he also was very interested in energy work. So he was studying acupuncture and acupressure and all of those kinds of things. This is back in the 80s. And he had a client, her name was Mary, and Mary was deathly afraid of water. And he had been working with her for about a year and a half. And her symptoms, because anxiety has a tendency to get bigger and worse and worse if you're not able to get that somehow managed. And she got to the point where just thinking about water was debilitating. And during all of that conversation that he would have week after week with her, she was discussing that she was having stomach problems. So he had learned from his acupressure and acupuncture classes and things that he was learning that underneath your eye is the meridian for your stomach.
Wow.
And so he had her tapping underneath her eye, and they were discussing, he was still having a conversation with her over what was happening with the water. And she was tapping, and all of a sudden she went, "It's gone."
Wow.
He was like, "What's gone?" She goes, the thoughts about water, it's gone. And he was like, "Okay." And she was so excited. She was, "Take me to water, take me to water." So they jumped in the car and he took her to a pool to which she jumped into,
Oh my
but
God.
on the shallow side because she couldn't swim.
Yeah.
And she's splashing and throwing water in her face and she's like going crazy. And there you go. That's the
Wow.
birth of EFT. So he would, now there are lots and lots of meridians in your body. And, I think there was a lot of trial and error on his end. The ones that were eventually chosen are the ends of the meridians that are very, very, not very deep within your skin. So they're easily able to tap on them and actually get to them. Others are really, much deeper.
Yeah.
So, he was, experimenting and doing things. And then another gentleman by the name of Gary Craig kind of did tapping. He was the person who kind of got tapping the way it is now with the different points. Um, it was also a little more complicated than what you see now. And I'll show you what they are, but we don't really use them very often. But Craig, you know, he still very much uses those. But then you have others like the Ortners, and the Ortners don't use the 9 gambits, and they don't use the fingers, you know, where you tap on your fingers. But if there's a really bad case and things aren't happening, they expand out in different directions and start using those meridians for that. So then there's one that I'm getting certified in this one. It's called echo tapping,
Echo.
which is really different. She's still using the same tapping points, but the idea is that people who have emotional eating, cravings, and sabotage in that area, regular tapping isn't as profound as other things. And so now that's her opinion. I'm sure that there are other people who say that's not true. But in her world it is. And so she came up with echo tapping, which is very interesting. And if anybody's interested, I'll tell you about that.
No,
but
it's really interesting. What's the difference between regular and echo?
all right, so the idea, and then it's different for cravings versus sabotage versus emotional eating.
Okay.
But it's kind of interesting in the fact that she'll say, okay, bring a snack, treat, whatever it is that you crave normally. We all have one, especially if you're overweight. We all have, mine's brownies. And, you know, and so this woman had chocolate chip cookies. And so there's a dialogue back and forth. Of course, it's like a coaching, and, you know, to find out what is the significance of a chocolate chip cookie. And through coaching, she, you know, basically, and it's quick. She said, well, the cookie reminds me of my grandmother, because when I was young, I used to go over to her house, and the first thing she would do is give me chocolate chip cookies. And so the idea then is, all right, take a bite of your chocolate chip cookie and tell me about it. How does it make you feel? What's it taste like? What's the texture? What's it, you know, get into it. Tell me all the stuff. And she was talking about that and doing everything. And so then we go into the tapping. And so the tapping, as you do the points, she would be going things like, I just love my chocolate chip cookie. You know, it reminds me so much of my grandmother. It makes me so happy. Happiness is in this chocolate chip. And, you know, she's tapping, and then, you know, that they'll go through a run. And then she says, okay, take the love out of the cookie and bring it inside. Bring it inside. Bring the chocolate chip cookie inside. Enjoy it. Feel your grandma, feel the cookie. Now take that love and give it to your grandmother. Oh. And then have your grandmother enjoy the love of that and have her give it back to you. Yeah. And the idea is that we're going to be echoing back and forth. So finally, when they go to tap again, the woman, and I watched this, so it was kind of interesting. She said, okay, so now take another bite. And she was like, well, it's not as good as it was before. It seems to be missing something. And part of that is because the tapping, I left out a part. You start off with, you know, how wonderful this is. And then it's like, but, okay, so she's tapping, oh, this is a fantastic cookie, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes into, but it's a cookie. It's not my grandmother. And it can't talk to me. And it can't give me love because it's a cookie. And it's not what I'm missing. What I'm missing is my grandmother, not this cookie, because this cookie isn't going to do anything for me because it's a cookie. And so with that, and then trying it again, it had lost some of its spark. Wow. And so by the third round, she didn't even like the taste of the cookie. She was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And so that's echo tapping.
I like it.
Yeah, it was neat. I liked it too. I did. I liked it a lot. I liked the idea. Oh, and if you don't have, depending on what another woman was talking about, you know, the bite-sized candies. And it reminded me of like Peeps at Easter.
Yeah.
And so in actuality, it turned out that what reminded her of what she was trying to recreate was the fun of getting the little candies at birthday parties and doing whatever. It's that whole fun thing.
Yeah.
And the idea again is, well, it can't be fun because it's a piece of candy. It doesn't do anything. So it was fascinating, and I enjoy, I enjoyed her, and I'm taking classes with her, and it's very, very interesting. And
I
so
think I like it's different because I mean, I just remember very little about EFT, but with EFT, you're like tapping and identifying the problem, right? Don't you see
right,
the problem? So that's different. That seems more
different.
explorative, personally explorative.
Yes, because weight gain and holding on to weight is so entrenched in so many different things that stuff that's bubbling up is a little more difficult. It's a little more elusive to try to get to. So it's more hands-on. Now that's for cravings. Then she has one for emotional eating, which has to do whereas you physically push it away from you,
Really?
and there's all kinds of stuff involved with that. And if you don't have the person, like if let's say you're eating because you're lonely, well, there really isn't anything to send that to at that point, right? So you can just think of a person you'd want to give it to and have them give it back, or you could give it to a tree. And I don't mean that flippantly. There are beautiful trees and trees that make you feel calm and happy. And so the idea of giving, and it's alive. So giving it to the tree giving back. So that's very different
That's nice.
than how it first started. Gary Craig, his thing, and I'll show you the points with Gary.
Okay.
And that is the side of the eyebrow right here. So you tap right there. It can be your left, your right, both at the same time, doesn't matter. So you can just tap here or tap there. You're tapping about as like if you tap on your desk, you can hear the noise
Yes.
that much, but not I mean just light. You want at least 3 to 7 taps before you move on to the next. You'll end up tapping a whole lot more than that before you move on to the next site, because you're really, that. And then the next one is on the side of your eyes, right on the bone. So there's that bone there. Yeah. So you tap there. Then under your eye, right, that bone, yes. Right under your eye, yeah. Is another place. Then here in between, right under your nose, that little, yeah. Kind of gully. Yeah. And you can tap with one hand, 2 fingers. You can go like this. It doesn't really matter. Tap here. The next spot is called the collarbone, yes. But you're not really tapping on your collarbone. You have where the collarbone is, then you come down a little bit and over, right about here. Okay. But a lot of people, because they get nervous that they're going to miss it, just use your whole hand. Just boom, 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 boom. Doesn't matter. You're going to get it in there somewhere. Yes. The next one is on your side. For women, it's right where your bra strap would go around, okay. The bottom of your bra strap. Yeah, there. And then with Gary's, the next one, and it's kind of weird for women to do, which is why I think the Ortners changed it. It's where the crease of your breast hits the beginning. And so in order to do that, you kind of have to lift up. And,
you gotta hoist the girls.
Right. I mean, for men, it's literally an inch below the nipple.
Right.
But for women, there's some gymnastics that go on. So they've kind of changed that and put it up here on the top of the head.
Okay.
Because this technically is where all of your meridians end up meeting anyway.
Okay.
So they've switched, they call it like the monkey kind of thing.
I like it.
This is the one that makes most people feel the stupidest, because it really does look.
I don't know, that. This one or this. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why we don't do this anymore. Yeah. I'm gonna assume in private practice, if I had a client and something wasn't happening, we could go there because we would be in private. Then there's the hand, which would be on your thumb where your nail is. So it would be, so right at the beginning, right on the edge of your nail, closest to you.
Okay.
So you're up on your nail and you tap there.
Ooh.
Same place on your pointer finger.
Okay.
So it's up on top of your nail in the corner.
Yeah.
So to me, it's the corner of the left-hand side because I'm using my, right, I'm tapping on my right hand. Then the next one is your middle finger. You skip this one for some unknown reason.
Huh.
And then you go to your pinky.
Okay.
The Ortners do not use that.
Interesting.
If you take it with them. And the reason I'm saying that to them is that they've kind of taken tapping to mainstream. If you typed in and Googled EFT, the tapping solution with the Ortners are going to pop up because they're and Dawson Church, I think, and of course Gary Craig, they would all come up. Okay, then the next one that he does is called the Gambit. And what you do is, this is kind of like gymnastics. You close your eyes, open your eyes, then you, like your nose is the center of a clock, you spin your eyes around to the left to the top, then you spin your eyes around to the bottom.
Is that a little?
Then you.
Is that a little?
Huh?
Is that a little EMDR, Ron?
I don't know. They call it 9 gamuts,
Huh.
GAMUTs, I think.
Sorry.
And the purpose of that, I'm not exactly sure. And so I know that if you look to it, it moves different, it makes you use different sides of your brain.
Got it.
So by looking one way, you look one side of the brain, the other way, you look another side of the brain, opening your eyes, closing your eyes. And then the next thing you do is you hum for 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. And they say use like happy birthday. So it's happy birthday. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of that uses different parts of your brain.
That's so cool.
Yes. And so that's the original EFT. It has been narrowed down where those things aren't really pretty much used. Yeah. Doesn't mean that, they can't be used or they're not, but generally speaking, if you now watch EFT scripts with other people or go along, they don't use that. I think what it comes down to is they just found that using the 9 points that we've got going are effective, and it's not necessary to do all the others. And it just takes longer. It's harder to remember. It's hard enough to get people to tap on their faces. Yeah. And so to get to that. So that is the beginnings of EFT.
That's cool. So we've been doing a little bit of brain yoga at the center, and it involves tapping, to stimulate both sides of the hemispheres and to call in grounding. And between that and then the exercise you took me through, I am like a total believer. I mean, tell me why you love tapping so much.
Well, you can get healing and clear out a lot of old tapes, if you will, in your head.
Yeah.
So much faster than what we normally do, which is, counseling, therapy, that kind of thing. Yeah. Can take years to go through all of that stuff. And this, you're basically what you're doing, it's literally emotional freedom.
Yes.
You are disassociating, if you will, the event from the emotion. Excellent. And so that way, when you think of if you have a phobia of elevators and you tap on that and you disconnect those two, then you can start to think about elevators without going in a panic attack.
Yeah.
They have, now the Ortners are so excited because he's been teaching this for years and years and years, but he didn't have a lot of he had a lot of anecdotal experiences, and a lot of people were saying, no, man, this stuff works, but very little scientific proof. And they had some. NIH has done some. Johns Hopkins has done some, and they do have reports that it definitely helps PTSD, definitely, and phobias. That, but they were hoping for the stress and all of that stuff, and they just finished a 6-year study.
Wow.
On a lot of that stuff, and they've proven scientifically that it lowers cortisol in your
Yay.
body by 30-40%.
Wow.
And some people even higher. So it significantly lowers your stress response. Um, Basically, they've now, where people have been saying, well, what this actually does is it's when you're tapping, it eases and relaxes your amygdala, which
Nice.
is a very, very old part of your brain that does the fight or flight.
Exactly.
And so if you're stressed out, then all the blood leaves your head and goes into your arms and your legs, and you're like,
Yeah.
boom, you're ready to
Ready to
run.
go.
But you become stupid. The things that you need in order to logically problem solve your way out of our situations, because obviously we're not running from the dinosaur. We're having a big board meeting, or we're having, some kind of event where I'm going to need
Yeah.
my mind.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that's out to lunch, because your
It's not.
body is in a state,
Yeah.
of just fear and wanting to go and leaving. And so they've now been able to prove scientifically that when you do your tapping, that it literally stops, it relaxes your fight or flight and stops the release of cortisone, because that's its job. Its job is to flood your body with cortisone, which floods your body with adrenaline and gets you ready to go. And so that's really exciting. So for EFT people who are practitioners, we now have science behind us, which, of course we would, because it's acupressure, and,
Yeah.
which is a form of, acupuncture,
Yeah.
which we all know
Works.
works.
I love it.
So
Well,
that's
when you did the anxiety one with me, it was markedly profound. I mean,
cool.
I felt so different in the beginning of our conversation and the end of our conversation, and it's you don't have to take a drug, you don't have to go run 6 miles, you don't have to lay on a couch and do the primal scream, and it's
Right.
fast, right?
Right. And it's fast. Now, sometimes, depending on what's happened
Right.
and what you're trying to get rid of, it could take several sessions. Some people, it could be one time, and others, it could be, more than that. The concept kind of with tapping, because if you notice, remember I was saying at the beginning that this is your stomach. Well, this is your kidneys. This is your inner ear.
Wow.
There are different places. This is your third eye, but it also helps with vertigo and dizziness. This here also helps with vertigo and dizziness. I know this because I'm having vertigo right now. And so I've learned a lot of the points. And so you there's places, it's like in between your tendon on down about 3 fingers down from here. So you put your 3 fingers, move this about a half an inch, half a finger.
Yeah.
Then it's right there. You can buy bracelets. I don't know if that's just
How does that work? Do you have to bump the
you
bracelet?
just take your finger.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then some people, okay, another one, if this is really difficult, because for some people it is,
Right.
you can tap on your wrist.
Okay.
Now, if you have a carpal tunnel, that could be an issue, but you also can tap like that. So some people do that instead.
Just doing it with you, Ron, is soothing even now.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, shoot, what were we talking about? I got off on, I tumbleweed.
I love your tumbleweed.
I'm tumbleweed.
We were what were we talking about?
What were we talking about? And I started telling different points, and it was something because,
I don't know, but do you want to give us a little example of something, or?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to know. Oh, we were talking about how long it takes and why sometimes it's shorter than other times.
Thank you.
And because the idea of tapping and having these ones that don't really correlate necessarily to whatever ails you at the time, they're the ones, like I said, that are closest to the surface of your skin, but they're also highly energetic. And so the idea is that your issues from your, past, whatever, the things you're working on, it's like a forest, right? And you have these trees. Or maybe a better example would be you take your car into the shop and they don't know what's wrong with it. And they start to systematically just replace everything.
Right.
So if you start to tap, if every time you get stressed out over a certain thing and you tap on it, you start eliminating trees from the forest.
Oh, okay.
And eventually you'll start feeling so much better that sometimes, one tree will turn into 20 trees and that'll go.
Wow.
And so you can dwindle it down. Finding exactly like what I was saying with my vertigo, finding the exact point and tapping on that or pressing it. In that situation, I would be pressing. You can actually find that point. But in some places the points are so deep or you can't really put your finger on exactly what it is, which is why a lot of times you get coaching with it, because through dialogue, we can kind of narrow down exactly what's happening, but you can still just tap on everything. Just tap away. Oh, there is an important part. Okay. It's here. It's your karate chop point. It's on the side of your arm. That is the point that we kind of are talking to the subconscious mind, because obviously all of this is getting to the subconscious mind. So when you're tapping here, you basically declare to your subconscious mind what it is you're having a problem with. And then you have to neutralize it. So then the neutralizing part on the other side is, but I love and respect and forgive myself, or something along those lines. If you're having a hard time, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys this. I'm a self-kindness person too. I have all kinds of stuff with self-love and self-kindness. So when you're doing that, you basically, if you can't say I love myself, and a lot of people can't say I'm willing to, or I'm learning to, or don't say try, because try means you're not. But I'm learning, I'm willing, that kind of thing. So you basically declare, like, even though I'm really scared, I love and I respect myself and love myself. And even though I really get nervous when I have to go out and talk to people and I don't know what to say or do, I love and respect myself. And even though I'm so nervous, I love and respect myself. So it's that kind of thing. You say it 3 times. Okay. And then you go into the tapping with whatever it is that ails you. I'm not going to do, because when we do a group and we're not here for a specific thing. Right. We didn't say we're all coming because we're going to tap on stress. So everybody's coming from different things. So I thought that we would kind of tap on positive life tapping, more of a positive, uplifting tapping session that can kind of generally do everybody, if you will. Also to let people know, because as a law of attraction coach, when I was first introduced to EFT, I was kind of freaking out, because the first thing you do is say,
I'm so mad right now.
Right. I'm so mad right now. Life sucks.
Right.
I hate my life. I hate everybody in my life. Right. I can't stand people, and you're going through this whole thing. And I'm going, oh, no, I will not be declaring that. And then as you feel a shift, as you kind of loosen up, then you switch it to things like, well, is that really true? Uh-huh. Do I really hate everybody? Right. Yeah, probably not. Actually, there's a lot of people I like. like. You know? And I realize that I'm upset about, but I think I can do this. I think I can turn this around. And so you kind of
I love it.
switch it that way. Right. Um, According to Louise Hay,
Yeah.
who did an interview on tapping, and she is the positivity guru.
Right?
And she was asked about EFT and the negative parts that were the part. And she said, and I quote, "Honey, you have to know where the dirt is before you can clean the house."
I love it.
So there you go. So that's really what it is. You're not going to be putting that into you're not manifesting it. Okay.
Right.
You're not manifesting it.
Well,
So
and I think that whole law of attraction thing, like the very legalistic law of attraction back in the day, was a little overkill because it resolves so much more quickly when you verbalize the fact, right? Acknowledge that it's here. I mean, right? Abraham Hicks said you can't put a happy sticker on an empty gas tank, right? So,
correct.
yeah, I think you're right on.
Also, you're only using 90%. Well, it depends on who you read.
Right,
Somewhere between 80 and 95% is your conscious mind.
right.
And everything else is your subconscious.
Yeah.
And if you don't bring whatever's happening in your subconscious to your consciousness, you're not working on anything because you don't even know what it is you're working on, because your subconscious is all on it's running on its own thing, and that we've taught it from when we were little.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of acknowledge it. Now, there's a difference, and everybody knows this. There's a difference between tapping and saying these things, and you're doing it as a modality and you're trying to heal, as opposed to the tapes that we play in our head every day. I'm so fat and I hate myself and I'm not worthy. And that's stuff you don't even notice you're doing. Okay. Right. That's different. So yeah. So this tapping thing, and I guess what we do is, I wrote this down, so I have to read it. Can't see a thing without my glasses on to read this. So it's just, and what we're going to do is we're going to do the tapping, and I'll say it and then you repeat it.
Okay.
Out loud is best, but if you're sitting in a place where that would feel really weird, it's okay.
Starbucks.
You can mutter it under your breath. And if it's really weird wherever you are right now, then just think it, kind of whisper it, right? Okay. So you're going to be my echo.
All right.
Okay, Nori?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So now this is a positive one. So we're not going to be doing, jumping back and forth. Although, it has a little bit of stuff. All right. Even though I lead a busy, busy life.
Even though I lead a busy, busy life.
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even though I have a busy, busy mind.
Even though I have a busy, busy mind.
I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even though I have busy, busy emotions.
Even though I have busy, busy emotions.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
All right, now we're going to tapping. Side of the eyebrow. I am ready to rest.
I am ready to rest.
And pause my busy life.
And pause my busy life.
I am ready to rest my busy mind.
I am ready to rest my busy mind.
I am ready to rest my busy emotions.
I am ready to rest my busy emotions.
I am tired of the overwhelm.
I am tired of the overwhelm.
Of fight and flight.
Of fight and flight.
We're going to stay here for just a few.
I like it.
Okay. Instead of that, I simply want to.
Instead of that, I simply want to.
Rest and quiet my mind.
Rest and quiet my mind.
It is my desire to enjoy.
It is my desire to enjoy.
Under the arm. A positive vibrational atmosphere.
A positive vibrational atmosphere.
No matter where I am.
No matter where I am.
No matter what is going on in the world.
no matter what is going on in the world.
I want to create my own experience
I want to create my own experience
and be an inspiration
and be an inspiration
of the goodness that is possible for all of us.
of the goodness that is possible for all of us.
I want to let go. Oh, sorry. I want under I. I want to let go
I want to let go
of lingering resistance.
of lingering resistance.
I want to allow more pleasure
I want to allow more pleasure
and feel really, really good.
and feel really, really good
About all I've created.
about all I have created.
Now, Nori, do you know this sequence now? Because I'm trying to do this and read at the same time and I forget where I am.
Possibly.
Okay, I'll continue to pay attention then.
You can just cue me if you want. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
I will do that. Okay. So, top of the head.
Yep.
And I'm going to go back a little and feel really good about all that I have created.
And feel really good about all that I have created.
Side of the eyebrow. No matter what,
No matter what,
I want to live my life
I want to live my life
as I intended to live it.
as I intended to live it.
Side of the eye. I'm ready to live
I'm ready to live
where effort and trying
where effort and trying
are replaced with relaxing and allowing.
are replaced with relaxing and allowing.
Under your eye. Where worthiness is not earned,
Where worthiness is not earned,
but simply accepted.
but simply accepted.
Under your nose. If there is something that is not pleasing to me,
If there is something that is not pleasing to me,
I withdraw my attention.
I withdraw my attention.
Chin. I want to feel more in alignment
I want to feel more in alignment
with the positive energy
with the positive energy
that is at the core
that is at the core
of who I am.
of who I am.
Like that. Collarbone. I relax and breathe
I relax and breathe
and allow
and allow
my life to feel good to me.
my life to feel good to me.
I wrap myself in a warm blanket of worthiness
I wrap myself in a warm blanket of worthiness
and allow nurturing love
and allow nurturing love
to flow through me.
to flow through me.
And your arm. My life is serving me well.
My life is serving me well.
I want to feel good
I want to feel good
and focus on things,
and focus on things
top of your head, that satisfy and delight me.
that satisfy and delight me.
I feel eager for more,
I feel eager for more,
inner balance and inner peace.
inner balance and inner peace.
Eyebrow. With each new discovery,
With each new discovery,
side of the eye, I am ready to feel the steady rhythm
I am ready to feel the steady rhythm
of well-being
of well-being
under your eye and feel more relaxed and rested.
and feel more relaxed and rested.
I want to be easy about my life.
I want to be easy about my life
Under your nose and feel appreciation for who I am
and feel appreciation for who I am
and allow beautiful things
and allow beautiful things
to flow naturally to me.
to flow naturally to me.
Your chin. Each day I want to find more clarity,
Each day I want to find more clarity,
more stamina and more satisfaction.
more stamina and more satisfaction.
My life is supposed to feel good.
My life is supposed to feel good.
Collarbone. I am meant to feel happiness in my life.
I am meant to feel happiness in my life.
I am meant to satisfy my dreams.
I am meant to satisfy my dreams.
I'm looking to create a satisfying future.
I'm looking to create a satisfying future.
Side of underarm. I continually amaze myself
I continually amaze myself
at my ability to act
at my ability to act
upon my intentions
upon my intentions
and rest more,
and rest more,
to absorb more,
to absorb more,
to relax more.
to relax more.
Top of your head. I feel appreciation for what is
I feel appreciation for what is
and eagerness for my well-being,
and eagerness for my well-being,
no matter what.
no matter what.
Take a deep breath in and a cleansing breath out.
Wow.
And there you go.
Ron, send me a bill. I mean, wow.
It's so funny.
Can I have you on? I'm putting you on speed dial. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing. If you guys did any of this, hi Isla. If you guys did any of this with us, please drop it in the comments. Let us know how it was for you. We've got Judy and Linda and Leslie and I said Linda and Janice and Sherry. Hi Sherry and Ray and Helene and Kim. So good to have all you guys here. Really, really good. Oh, Linda said she needs a nap now.
Good.
Aw. Lorna is here. Hi, Lorna. We just went through the whole EFT session, and it was just a little bit of heaven. I mean, I was feeling every time I took a deep breath, I would feel the relaxation just flowing in and the stress flowing out. Ron, you're brilliant with this. You're so good.
Oh, thank you.
No, seriously, you are amazing. Really, really good. Will you tell people how to get in touch with you?
Oh, yes. You can reach me at my email address, which is
Love that.
untetheredpotential@hotmail.com. And so that's my email. I'm very soon having and Nori will tell you when, I'm going to be having a Facebook page that's going to be about self-love, self-kindness, and how we can start taking care of ourselves. And of course, in that group, we'll do some EFTs, some hypnosis, some meditations, guided meditations, all kinds of stuff to kind of get in touch and start being a little more loving to ourselves and to others. So you can also call me at 478-960-5655. But and I'm really bad about cell phones right now. I'm going to get better, but you can totally get me by email.
I'm gonna get better.
Cell phone. It's yes, because I don't hear it.
Ah,
I'm gonna have to do something about that. Yeah, and yeah,
it's okay.
but we'll get better. We'll get better.
You're
We'll get
awesome, Ron.
Yeah.
Ronee Edwards Lemanski, thank you for being here with us. You can find Ronee at don't you have a page on Untethered Potential or no?
I do, but right now, because of COVID and everything
Okay.
that happened, I kind of stepped back a little bit from what
Okay.
I was doing, because a lot of the stuff that I do here in Florida is one-on-one, and people got a little
Right.
kind of freaked out over that.
Right.
So I am doing something again, opening that up. But yes, Untethered Potential is the name of my company. And I do have a Facebook page. It's mostly just beautiful pictures, beautiful places.
Yeah.
I'm going to be posting more there. So you can go there. I mean, they're really pretty pictures.
Yes, they are.
And kind of set that up. And yeah, and I don't have a website yet, but I'm working on it.
All right.
And but basically I just do I do EFT. If you need EFT sessions, I'm good. Just email me and we'll set something up. I also do coaching, so if you need that, then we can set up something. Usually it's on telephone. It can be Zoom if you want. Some people, with coaching, a lot of times it's I think people want a little more anonymity. They don't want to
Yeah.
be seen.
Yeah.
So that's all up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm doing right now.
Renee and I went through the QSCA coaching academy together, and we
Good.
were coaching buddies, so I can vouch for her skills, her compassion, her brilliance. I mean, you could see her brilliance today. I mean, I'm so honored and grateful, Ron. Thank you for sharing your gifts with
Thank you,
us.
Nori.
Yeah, really good, really good. Please, if you want to get in touch with Renee and you didn't get any of the information, Linda dropped it in the comments. Thank you, Lind.
Thank you.
And you can always reach me, and I'll put you in touch with Renee. So
Oh, and my last name is spelled L-E, not
I'm
L-A.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Like, no problem. It's like LeBaron, it's, where it's with Le Mans.
Got it.
I know. I want it to be LA also, but it's not, it's LE. But yes, that way, in case somebody's trying to find me on Facebook,
Right. The E
they'll be
will
able to
fill
find
them
me
all.
if that.
Well, without it, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you for being here. Wellbeing Wednesday. Our mission is to increase well being in 1 million people, and I can't do it alone. That's why I have brilliant people like Renee to come here. And if you were uplifted into well being, thank you for being here. Share the love with other people. Tell other people about Renee, and we'll see you next Wednesday, guys. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.